Hi. What's up? You know what's crazy? Oh, wow. So obviously, you might not know this, but I haven't brought you along with me for a few days. And tell me why I had a little bit of anxiety. Why? It was like my friend wasn't there. I like you a little too much, man. I love you guys. No, change it from I love you guys to I love you. So, I guess let me keep you a little updated. So she came for a few days, got the sandals. Let me show you. So remember when I was telling you about the sandals? Can you see that? So there's two of them. She loved her gift. You remember that whole thing I was saying? She thought it was amazing. She was cool. She left. She stayed an extra day, which I basically told her to do. But yeah, told her, I was like, you know what? You should stay over a day. And it was because I was extremely hungover. So, and I didn't want to drive her to the airport. That's basically kind of how it worked out. But I had a great time. Obviously, I don't want to bust out the camera, right? Like when she's there, I know you and I have like a special relationship, but other people don't get the relationship that we have. You're not my side. You're my main. Okay, so let's kind of hop right back into it. She was cool though, okay? I had a lot of fun. We went to dinner a few times. We went out to the club. I enjoyed myself for once, which is kind of weird to say because when she's here, it's kind of like a vacation. Now, I'm stuck in a predicament. I don't want to lie to you. I'm stuck kind of in a predicament because I feel like I'm behind of the simple fact that I don't like wasting time. And it feels good to hang out with, said individual, but I genuinely feel like anxiety because I feel like I'm behind on my work and, I'm allowing myself to have too much fun. Does that sound weird? I know it sounds weird, right? I feel like I'm not working enough. And when she's here, I definitely am not working enough. Do I need a vacation? Yes. Do I need a vacation that long? I don't know. So it's a predicament I'm in, and it's kind of tough, right? Like, because I enjoy spending time with this individual. So it's kind of hard having that work-life balance when I love my work and I love doing everything else. You know which cologne this is, don't even. Bro, if there's a sponsor for Bond 9 cologne watching this, don't buy their cologne unless they give me a sponsorship. Buy their cologne if you want. It smells really good, actually. So, that's kind of the predicament I'm in because I like having this individual over, but I feel like I'm so far behind when they leave. And that's kind of hard for me. There's nothing more in this life that I like more than my work. And, thankfully, my work, my business is so hands-off, I don't need to necessarily be in the office every day, or I don't need to realistically do much just due to the nature of. But yeah, due to the nature of what I do, I don't need to be as involved. I'm in the smog business. It's not really too hard. Now, I guess with that being said, there's other shit I could be doing to maximize my time. And when she's here, it's not necessarily her fault. I just like spending time with that individual, whether that be, watching a movie or just going out to dinner, right? But that's not the best way I could use my time. Does that make sense? There's always time for me to find someone, that I want to spend more time with. For the time being, I guess, I don't know, should I be doing that? I don't know. I got out of a relationship not too long ago. Not too long ago, I want to say it's been like a year and like year and a half almost, I got out of that relationship. That was definitely a longer relationship that I had. It was like 3.5 years, 3 years, 8 months. But it was like on and off sometimes, right? Just like how any relationship is. So, do I want another relationship? Is it the best way I could spend my time? Because when I got out of the relationship, I've made more money than I ever have before, being out of a relationship. I don't know, I love you and I try to tell you the truth. Her being here for, 4 or 5 days, whatever, I spent like $2,000, Granted, we did get a table at a club, but that was partially because of my dumbass too, because I was drunk as fuck. But whatever. Regardless, is it the best way I could be investing my time? Is it the best way that I could invest for my future? Is it the best way that I could, I don't know. Is it the best way that I could just be utilizing my time? I don't know. But this is the stuff that I think about, right? And I told you in the beginning that this is how I'm going to go about it. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is 100% of the time. She came over, we had a ton of fun. It was cool. We went out to dinner, like we watched a movie, like we did all the shit, right? But now I feel like I'm really behind. So, which is kind of scaring me. Am I really behind though? No, I'm not. I just feel like I like can't get separated from work, right? Like I didn't bring you along for a few days. So, I mean, as much as I don't want to admit it, this is kind of work. So I just thought I'd give you a little update with how everything's going. Everything else, on the other hand, is going really well. Guys, can you also tell me why the fuck this turns to 82 in the mornings? I always keep it at 71. Other than that, I guess, everything else is pretty solid. The dyno moving process for the shop should be tomorrow. That's basically it, you know? We have the dyno moving tomorrow. And the guy's coming, he's about to grab it from my other shop, which you'll see. I want to be there just to show you. I want to show you a lot of this stuff, right? Do I necessarily need to be there? No. I mean, I've done this countless times, right? And I got people for this specific reason, right? To kind of ensure that they're overseeing everything properly, which thus allows me not to be in the shop. But I want to be there. I like it. So, and then maybe we get some good content out of it, right? Maybe some good Instagram posts, whatever. So, if you're not following me on Instagram, please follow me, for Christ's sake. I don't know why my Instagram algorithm isn't taking off. You know, Zuck, I gotta have a conversation with you, buddy. Actually, he does all that Muay Thai shit now, so I don't know if he's low-key kind of strong now. Huh? He ain't like that Silicon Valley nerd build anymore. How tall is Mark Zuckerberg? I might be able to take him on. I don't know. I'm trolling. Guys, I'm trolling. This guy commented, have you tried wearing adult size shirts? Oh gosh, people are funny, man. People are hilarious. You guys want to see how much one shop made yesterday? Just a singular shop. How much that shop made? Reports, sales, September 2nd. Oh shit, we're in September. $866. That's how much one shop made yesterday in a single day. One. Not bad. You know what the deal is. I'm about to go to the gym, same old thing, and just hang out for a bit. Today's kind of an easier day. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit more hectic just because of the dyno moving process. It's not going to be like too crazy. I'm just saying, like, I got to be there early. I got to pick up another car that I'm driving with. So that is basically it. What am I training in the gym today? You're asking? I don't know. I think back and buys, but we'll figure that out once we get to the gym. Okay, so I will call you when I'm in the car. Greetings, huz. Am I thinking about it in the wrong way? Maybe I'm thinking about it in an incorrect manner. Maybe that's maybe I just have separation anxiety from my work. But the thing is, I don't know, I'm not even trying to justify it, but I like love what I do. I don't know, is it separation anxiety or is it because I know deep down I'm not doing the right thing? Maybe that is really what it is. Maybe I know that I'm not supposed to be wasting my time. Because even in my last relationship, I mean, she was great, right? I miss her a lot. I mean, I guess if this clip ever gets her, you know, hit me up. I want to see the dog. She had a dog, and, you know, I kept telling her, don't bring this old fucker around. I'm going to get attached, because I get attached very quick to, like, pets. I damn near ended up raising the fucking thing. I miss the dog more than I miss her. Kidding. Am I doing the right thing? I don't know. I need, maybe help me out. Leave a comment or something. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, or DM me, I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. I'm training back and buys today in the gym. One of my favorite days. Guys, if you don't go to the gym, please do. I can't have fat fans. Oh gosh, I'm trolling. But still, you need to be healthy for you. Not even for me, okay? Now with that being said, you already know the drill. Let me go get my pre, and then I'll call you when I get back. You know, we're on the way to the gym now. And then I got some calls later on through the day. Nothing too crazy, you know. My days are pretty mellow now, which is great. I mean, because I'm making the same amount, if not more money than ever before, thank God. Less and less work. I guess that's kind of how it goes. When you start a business, you're like involved every single day until you just figure it out one day, right? I don't know how else to say that, but you just figure out how everything works, and you already have a system in place in order for you not to like be as involved. Does that make sense? Because like now I feel like I don't work, which is kind of weird, you know, but I'm making more money than ever. thank God. So it's like, okay, well, that's not how it was, you know? There was a point in time in business that I was literally working every single day, 13, 14 hours a day, and nothing was working. Like, I was not making any money. Like, I genuinely wasn't making any money. Not even like I'm like trolling here. Like, no, I had to reinvest every single cent that I had back into my business in order for me to figure it out. And that's kind of what happened. That's like where I'm sitting at now. Where it's like I figured everything out. I'm weathered. I don't want to say I'm like a veteran, but I'm pretty seasoned. I'm like battle tested, battle hardened. Right? You go from, you're an employee in your business, then you're a manager in your business, then you're managing the business. Does that make sense? Like, you're like a tier above that. So you don't have to go into the office anymore, right? Which is kind of where I'm at now. Like, I don't have to go to the office anymore. There's people that I've assigned to the roles that I would be in, otherwise be in back in the day. That's kind of the journey of entrepreneurship. So you're focusing first on like how to get the business running, and then you focus on scaling. That's it. So once you've figured out how the business gets running and like you start making bread from it, then you just focus on scaling. That's a sexy RS6 wagon. But then you just have to focus on scaling and how can I start expanding and replicating what I already got to just make more money. So that's basically where I'm at. So with the students now, I have a system that works. So I just implement it for them and then I just take a percentage and then we both make money. That's honestly how simple my program is, by the way. Like, it's not really that difficult. I have a system that works, obviously, duh. People want the system that works. I sell you that information and then I partner with you on the back end. If you want to, but most people want to. Like, why would you not want to partner? That makes sense? Less liability and you don't invest any of your own money. Kind of how it is, how it's been going. What have you been up to though? I feel like I've been yapping for a lot. I haven't seen you in so long. Like, I miss you, man. One of my friends bought a Bugatti. That was pretty dope. Love you, buddy. Happy birthday. It's his birthday today too, so happy birthday. Bro, Future has a way. I'm not using my phone while I'm driving. I'm in Mexico. Gosh, I love life, man. I love life. You see, I create small wins in my life. That's it. This. Music on the way to the gym, and then reinforce yourself. Keep telling yourself you love yourself. Keep telling yourself today's gonna be amazing. Keep telling yourself you're gonna make money today. Keep telling yourself all of this stuff. This is what life is about. If you're upset in wherever you're living, right? You don't like your drive to the gym. Move, bro, move. Take yourself out of that environment that you're not thriving in. Thank God I got tints on my car, bro. If I didn't, people would be like, dude, this guy is on one. They would probably be assuming that. They'd be like, yo, he's definitely missing a few screws. You know, and you're not wrong, random person that I'm making up in my head. You're not wrong. I do have a few things missing up here. But it is what it is. All right, I just got to my gym. So let me do my thing, girl. All right, I love you. Bye. Yeah, that workout took it all out of me. Good workout though, thank God. Always gotta be thankful for everything. You know, always. Good day though so far. My contractor sent me some pictures, the finished product. He said everything is gone, the dirt's gone. All of, I guess the dyno is clean, set up. He watered the concrete, everything is all good. For now, the machine can be brought over. I have the key, let me know what you need. I will be back shortly. Let me make a phone call right here. How are you gonna give me a missed call and then not answer when I call you back like 5 minutes after? What? Maybe he's pooping. So that's that. I gotta call another recruiter guy. He's basically taking care of some of my stuff. He wants to send me an invoice. I don't know, he gave me some pretty mid candidates, not gonna lie. Other than that, I spent a lot of time yesterday cleaning up my house, or apartment, I should say. Everything is like tip top now. I'm like basically all moved in. I need a few other things, but you know, they could wait. I can prolong it a little bit, right? Like I need a coffee table. Don't really care enough to like make it, you know? I wanna get that, like, it's called the pallet, and it's like a bunch of $100 bills, and then it's like in a glass casing. I thought that'd be kind of cool if I have that, but it costs $4 grand. What? $4,000. Is it real money in there? You know what I mean? Like, you got prop money in there. I know that. Maybe if it was like $2,000, yeah, okay. Or like $1,000, I'd be like, you know, I'd be tempted. I probably would buy it if it was like under 2,000. 2,500 is like my like cutoff point. $4,000? I gotta go home. I gotta see if I have any student calls today. Yeah, I do have one call today at 2:45. So we'll see what's going on. That's basically it. I'm telling you, you reach a point in business where you're managing. Was that low-calorie vodka that I saw on the side of that truck? Don't mind if I do. You know when you go into Zara and it's like the music's just fucking. You guys want to really increase your revenue? Put a bar. I'm talking about Zara. I don't know why this just came to my head. I'm going to Miami tomorrow. I don't even remember booking the flight. I guess that's kind of what's good about having freedom, right? Like, that's what I prioritize the most in my life, is the freedom to get up and go wherever I want to at a moment's notice. Like, we bought our tickets 2 days ago. I think yesterday, I don't really remember, but it's just like, yo, you want to go to Miami? Yeah, okay, cool. That's it, you know? That's the beauty of having a business right there, is having, especially a state-mandated business, is having the freedom to do and or go wherever you want and do whatever you want. Just to put that in perspective for you, I'm not trying to flex on you or nothing. You know, I'm just kind of telling you how I live my life. Again, I made this for you to get an insight to how my life genuinely is. You've been seeing my life. Like, I haven't gone to any of my existing shops. We could kind of see what's going on. Or I guess you could see what's going on. I gotta talk to some people. I gotta get ready for tomorrow because, as I told you, the dyno moving is tomorrow morning. So the guy's gonna be at one of my shops where the dyno is at 9 a.m. From there, we're going to pick that dyno up and then go from there. Oh, you know what? I'm getting a call right now. What up?
What up, baby?
Yo. He's already gonna be there. He's sleeping somewhere there, close to there. Yeah, I told him don't sleep on site, sleep somewhere else. He's like, all right. Dyno's already cut out. Everything's all good to go. All we need is that dude with the forklift in the truck to come pick it up. Okay, are you gonna be there too or no?
No.
Okay, all right. I'll take care of it. I'll see what's going on.
Tell him to meet the dude, give him the money so that he does the job to move. But as far as like watching him put the dyno,
I can give him cash if you want. You don't even have to come to Del Mar. I'll just take care of it tomorrow.
Well, yeah, if you want to do that, so it doesn't matter. Let me just call him and see if he has a forklift. If he doesn't, then we just gotta talk to him about it.
All right, sounds good. We might have an interview today, Wednesday, at 4 or 5 p.m. for that mechanic. Remember I was telling you? I'm gonna try to get it. That's what I'm saying. I just wanted it for you to have someone in the back burner, I guess. You know what I mean?
You just send me stuff, bro.
Yeah.
I can get over to the interview. It's just gotta give me. Like,
Okay. Hi. I haven't talked to you since I got back from the gym. And there's a few reasons for that. I had a student call. I recorded a bunch of videos today. I think it was like 4 or 5 videos, which is taxing. So that's what I was doing. Now, I ain't really got much. I use this because I don't have towels. I don't have, like, you know, those like microfiber towels, microfiber towels. Why was that so difficult to say? So I showed you me coming in from the gym. I know I haven't showed you this. This is my brand new card holder. So remember when I said I went to Tom Ford, I bought a few things, sandals, whatever, etc. Now, I am basically done for the day. I just went to the gym and I made some Instagram videos. Nothing too crazy. Tomorrow at another one of my shops at 8 a.m. to pick up the dyno. That's basically it. I mean, nothing too crazy, right? What am I going to do right now? I am going to meet up with a few friends later tonight. I don't really know what we're gonna do. I got these shoe things from Amazon. They're like little shoe crate box things because I don't want to put my shoes in the closet because, quite frankly, my closet is not that big. I know it looks bigger on your guys' end, but it's really not that big. So I kind of want something a little bit different. That's what I want. So I got to make these little shoe compartment things. The only problem is that they're a royal pain in my ass. They did not look like the Amazon pictures, I'll tell you that much. All right, Jeff Bezos, fix it, brother. Fix it, okay? When I tell you inside one of my smog shops, you're gonna get a smog, you're not gonna get a soft serve ice cream. You're gonna get a smog check. or whoever the freaking supplier is for these things. To be honest, I probably f***ed up. I just sent it to one of my boys because he has Amazon Prime. I'm so cheap with that shit, by the way. Subscription stuff. If my friend has that subscription that I need, I'll just use theirs.
2,000 years later.
Don't look at my phone, you nosy Sorry about that, that was my dad. Despite what a lot of people say on social media about me being daddy's money, my dad doesn't even live in the US. My dad's a farmer. He's a successful entrepreneur, I should say. My dad's a hustler at heart, man. Cool freaking dude, cool dude. I learned a lot from my dad. He's a great man, he really is. He's the best man on earth, in my opinion. Everyone has their flaws, but this man, coolest dude I've ever met. Has a heart of gold, seriously. Great man, he's taught me more than I probably deserve in my life. Or he just gives me, you know, his 2 cents on, he's like, hey Aryan, you know, maybe you should do this, or do this, or do this. So it's just crazy. You could learn a lot from their previous experiences. If you don't have a good relationship with your parents, especially your dad. If you're a son and you don't have a good relationship with your pops, fix that. At least try to fix it. Try to learn from, especially your dad. Your dad's a great influence on your life, or at least they should be. And if they're not, I'm sorry for that. I don't want to get too heavy on it, right? I'm like making myself sad here, you know, because now I just figured out some people might not have had that experience of spending quality time with their pops. And I haven't either too much. Just the amount that I'm able to spend, I'm grateful for. Again, remember we were talking about being grateful for all of the little things in life, creating small wins in life. That's what it is. Holy cow. Why is this? Jeff, I gotta have a talk with you, bro, over this bullshit. Dude, just freaking fit. One thing you will realize is like I have a very short tolerance for stuff like waiting at all ever. So when something isn't right 100%, like right then and there, I rage. Is that smart? No, it's not. Talking about raging. Did you ever play video games? If you did, let me know what you played. I used to be a big gamer back in the day. I used to play MW2, MW3, Saints Row, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, all the GTAs actually. But if you're like an OG gamer, you used to play, what was that game? Crash? Was it called Crash? I don't know. That game, those games I used to play like way back in the day. Cause my cousins, most of my cousins are like, I would say like all of them were older than me. They would just kind of put me on that stuff, right? And I was just like a little like fob in the whole field. So I want you to see what I'm working with here. Ta-da! How does that look? Looks kind of cool. You can't even see. I got my shoes there. All my shoes are really freaking dirty. So I don't know. I was thinking about getting like a shoe cleaner or something and like taking care of that. I don't know. I don't even know how many pairs of shoes I got. I have a lot of shoes. 3, 4. So I gotta create 4 more of these. But yeah, other than that, I used to game a lot back in the day. I used to play Minecraft too. I don't know if you guys ever played. Well, I'm sure someone watching this has played Minecraft, but Minecraft was like the shit back in the day. My friend used to have a server. We used to just finesse kids on there for their diamonds, I should say. It was super fun. Those days, I kind of miss those days, man. Having like nothing, literally nothing to do. It's just crazy. You didn't have to worry about taxes. Do you know what I'm talking about? Taxes, what? Taxes? It was cool. It's crazy to see like childhood friends, some of them, like grow up and like you just see them. And you know what's crazy? Like I wasn't ever really a popular kid. I mean, I was known, but I wasn't like popular. But it's crazy to see like the popular kids from your high school or like middle school or whatever. And you see them at the bar and you're like, what happened to you? Like, or kids that like had really promising futures. And you know, it's unfortunate. Like some people, you never know what's going on in their life, you know, or you never know what happened in their life up to that point. So you can't ever be mean to them. It's like, dude, damn. Sometimes I feel like really bad. And it's even more awkward too, cause like I do social media stuff now and you know, like they ask me for a job and I don't really know how to respond to that. Cause I'm like, but you haven't hit me up in like fucking 10 years, dude. And then you just want a job now. So I don't know. It's like kind of cool and awkward all at the same time. It's good to see them. You know, it's always good to like obviously reconnect with people in the past and all of that. You don't want to get too caught up in that because then their problems start becoming your problems. And obviously you remember when I was talking about the energy, your energy, I should say, that stuff affects you. And you don't want to let it affect you too much to the point where it's affecting your life and your accomplishments, obviously. So a little bit of my 2 cents, I guess. But yeah, I used to play a lot of video games back in the day. It was so fun, dude, playing like crazy. I was really fat. Like I wasn't, not even like a little bit. Like I was like a unit, you know? That was kind of me growing up. I would get bullied a lot too. Man, I would get bullied a lot because I was just chubby, dude. Like, I was just a fat kid, which was not okay. And I would play video games to like escape my reality because my life sucked at that point in time. My family wasn't very wealthy. I mean, we were fine, but you know, like I didn't have like the newest stuff or like, it would just be like, dang man, like I wish I could get a penny board or I wish I could get like shoes that weren't at Ross. I don't know if you guys remember like back in the day, like those DC shoes and stuff. I never had a new pair. I would go to Ross and pick that shit up. It was just huge like on me, you know, which was annoying, but now I could buy 100 pairs of DC shoes that I would never even wear. Crazy how that works out. You know, it's crazy. A lot of the things that you get or now that you're able to get, you don't even want. Like a lot of those simple pleasures, which is crazy for me when I think about it. Like a lot of the things that I thought would make me happy back in the day, a lot of the goals that I set for myself, I surpassed those goals by the grace of God. And it wasn't like crazy to me. It's crazy. I don't know. It's like, it's weird how that works. But if you're an entrepreneur or you're somebody, you know, who's touching some real money now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you hit 10K a month and you think like, oh dude, when I hit 10K, it's game over. Like it's game over. Like I'm gonna be on top of the world. And then you hit 10K a month and it's like, wait, that's it? I spent 10K in a weekend, you know? Like, not like, I'm not trying to flex. I'm just saying like, it's very attainable. So then you start, you know, increasing your goals and you're like, all right, now it's like 20K a month. Or like 30K a month or 40K a month. And then you start hitting those milestones and it's like, that's it. That's 40K a month. That's 20K a month. What? You're like, bro, what? Like think about it realistically though, right? 20K a month, you know, this apartment's what, like 5,500 after everything? 5,500, this is a one bed, right? 5,500 and then you have a car payment of like 2-3 racks, right? So you're like 8K already. Bro, you're almost 50% of your money. And then what? So you go to Costco and it's probably like 2K a month. So you're at 10K. You want to take a girl out or, you know, a few girls out. Boom, that's like another 2K. You're 12K a month. You have like what? Another $1,000 in gas if you're driving. 13K. You know, snacks, bullshit, something. Like, I don't know, it's very, like, it's not a lot of money, you know? And that's crazy for me to say now. But there was a point in time where I thought, dude, if I make 20K a month, $20,000 a month, bro was texting me. If I make 20K a month, boom, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, one of my smog shops, this is a smog and mechanic shop, just made $3,000. Not bad. You see? Right there, right here is exactly what I'm talking about. There was a time where I was like, dude, if my shop makes 3K a month, a day, what? If my shop even makes $1,000 a day, I would be ecstatic. I just tripled that and I don't care. Quite frankly, I do not care. I don't know, crazy though to think about, but you will get there. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time. Trust me, it comes like all at once. It's really weird how that works too. It's like, so you know that bald guy with a Bugatti? He's like, work, nothing. Work, nothing. Work, but boom. And then it just looks like overnight success. And that's real, like actually though, that's really how it is. So it might look like overnight success. It might look easy to attain. It might look, there's no hard work involved in the back end, right? But in reality, there was a lot of hard work to make that individual, you know, like solid businessman or entrepreneur or whatever, right? But it's just that nobody sees that hard work, right? Nobody's there to support. Everyone's there to congratulate. That's genuinely how it is. So, and then you start having like family members and shit. Like, oh, hey, what do? You know, it's like, dude, f off. Don't ever forget the people who don't clap when you're just starting off, right? Like the people who don't cheer, don't forget those people. You know what I'm saying? Because then they'll bite you in the ass. Everyone's there to congratulate, no one's there to support. That's my 2 cents that I've learned, okay? Everybody wants it when it's easy, right? Like when you made it. Nobody's there to go through the trenches with you. Trenches, right? Like obviously I'm not like actually referring to the trenches, but no one wants to sit at the table when there's no food, but everyone wants to join when there's a feast. I could go on forever about that too, right? Like just know that that's how it always works out. And I'm telling you from personal experiences what I went through with some of my stuff, from family members to friends to X, Y, and Z. My dear friends, X, Y, and Z, which is why I cut a lot of them off. I know a lot of people who are on the same boat. You know, unfortunately, as unfortunate as that is, sometimes friends are more family. Friends are worth 100 family members. There's friends in your life that are worth a lot more than some of your family members. And I'm sorry to say that, but I call it how it fucking is. And that's exactly how it is in my life. I have friends that I will trust with $100,000 in cash, and I have. And I have family members I would not trust with $100. Take that as however you want, okay? Take that however you want. I might get some backlash on that for saying that, but you know, it is what it is, bro. You know, not all family members are 100%. Not all friends are 100%. You know, maybe you're blessed to have freaking solid family members that support you. I've never had that ever in my goddamn life, unfortunately. Besides my father and, you know, my sibling, every single other one of my family members freaking hates me, and it's all out of jealousy, envy, and greed. But you learn to enjoy it and you learn to grow from it. I wouldn't have it any other way. Maybe besides like one of my cousins too, because he wrote me a college acceptance letter or a college like a referrals or whatever. He wrote me one of those. All right, so shout out to him because he's goated too. But all my other ones, not the best. All right, I won't get into details, and you know, quite frankly, I don't want to because it was just a tough point in my life. I'm here now because of it. So you got to appreciate that journey too. I wouldn't have my journey any other way, right? I don't know if a lot of you guys know this. I was sleeping on a couch for like 6 months, you know. To be quite honest with you guys, I was not doing too hot, you know. It is what it is. Let me take this call. So yeah, learn to enjoy that. And then, you know, also there's friends in this world that are f***ing scumbags, by the way. The way that I ended up in the smog business is even crazier because the guy that I was going to get into the smog business with, he was actually a friend of a friend. He was my friend, and the guy who was in the smog business was his friend. So that's how I got introduced in this business. So they were planning on opening up a smog shop. I've always been an entrepreneur. What ended up happening was I got word that these two were going in the smog business. I was in community college at the time. I was a fuck up, dude. Like I was working nonstop. I had horrible grades out of high school, so I couldn't necessarily go to college like all the other kids, right? I'm gonna put you on this side. So I couldn't necessarily go to college like all of you know, the kids in my high school because I was a royal up. So what ended up happening was I went to community college alongside with my buddy, and I knew this kid from high school. So whatever, I got word that these guys were gonna start a business. Obviously, being an entrepreneur from fucking birth, I wanted to get in on the business. So they gave me a list of criteria. They said, Aryan, do this, this, and this. I ended up doing it, right? And they were basically having me scout for locations, which is cool. That's great. You know, I was willing to put in my 2 cents. I was unemployed and I was 18 years old. So this kid, whatever, he goes, and then all of a sudden they have 2 shops under contract. And the guy who introduced me to the guy who's in the smog business, my fucking friend from, I can't even tell you how many years that kid and I were friends. I know things about that kid's family that his best friends now probably still don't know. I was just a trustworthy kid. I never stole from anybody. And you know, he was a cool kid. He was my friend. He was my role model. So he basically, the conversation that those two had, he was like, yo, look, you know, Aryan's been putting in legwork, like, let's just give him 5%. And you know what's crazy? If I would have gotten 5%, 5%. I would have not done anything with my life. I don't even know where I would be right now. My friend said, you give him 5% out of your equity. I'm not giving him anything. That was my friend. The guy that he was gonna get in business with, him and I got introduced in community college as well. He calls me one day, he says, look man, I don't have a good gut feeling. You're an honest kid. Tell me like realistically what's going on. I was like, you know what, bro? I laid it on the table. I was like, I didn't even know you guys, I kind of had a hunch you guys had chops. Whatever, man. I basically told him, I was like, I know I had a hunch you guys had a shop, right? Because they were like kind of acting sus, you know what I mean? And you just sense it, right? And everybody does. Like everyone has that sense when they know they're getting kind of like screwed, you know? And I had that sense. I was like, dude, I feel like I'm getting screwed out of a deal right now. So what ended up happening with these kids was he calls me one day, he's like, Arian, you know, this is what's going on. I hope you don't take any offense to this. Like, I'm sorry, I know we don't really know each other, whatever. And the kid, you know, I knew him. He's a year older than me. He's still one of my very, very good and trusted partners. To this day, we do business together. And you know what's crazy? We don't even have a contract. You know, me and this gentleman have made millions of dollars and we don't have a single contract in place, which is crazy to even say out loud. But you know, him and I just got along very well. You know what I mean? Like he's from a very good family. I know his father, I know his mother, I know his, you know, I know his entire family. So that kid, he ended up kind of spilling everything to me. He said, yo man, like this is what's going on. I don't know if you know, but like, whoa, what the heck? You're referring to my friend, right? That same dude didn't want to give me 5% of the business. And look at him now. To be honest with you, I don't even know what the guy's doing now. I don't really care. But that guy, my friend, right, wanted to cut me out 5%. 5% of the deal. And now he's not sitting in an empire that we have built. By the grace of God, he is not here, and God realistically, you know, works in mysterious ways. Like God knows where I'd be, you know, if I were to still be doing business with that guy. I don't know where I'd be, to be honest with you. So, you know, that's basically how I ended up getting in the smog business. Definitely interesting how life tends to work out. It ended up being a blessing in disguise that I almost got f***ed over in a business I'm in now. And that gentleman who wanted to screw me over is no longer a partner with either of us, which is, he wanted to cut me out of the deal and he's the one that ended up getting f***ing screwed over at the end, which is kind of funny how life pans out for some people. That's just kind of how it goes. So moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, don't be a scumbag in business or in any of your relationships. Don't screw people over. It's really simple. I don't know why that's so hard for some people to comprehend. Trying to screw people over in business, you're realistically only shooting yourself in the foot. And yeah, I mean, that kid really, you know, ended up screwing himself over because he just started talking mad shit behind my back too. Like, oh yeah, like this Aryan kid, whatever. I don't trust him. He ain't all that, whatever. Dude, like, not only did he fuck himself over, he also ended up missing out on millions of dollars in the future. So yeah, man, that's basically my story and how me getting into the smog business, I mean, changed my life, clearly. All of the ups and downs that I went through. To be honest with you, I wouldn't change it for a thing either. Me almost getting screwed over or, you know, f***ed over by people. And then, you know, obviously there's the ups and downs of any business when you get into it as well. I hope you guys enjoyed that little story time. I genuinely want you to get to know me for me. I want you to know why I act the way that I act. Well, I mean, I know why I act the way that I act. I mean, I'm kind of retarded. That's one. On a serious note, I want you to know my story. That's exactly why I started this in the first place, because I wanted to have my friend come along with me. And you're my friend. You're my friend. Kidding. You want to see something? This is the view I get from my room. Hold up, my big ass head's in the way. Boom. Flip you around here. Isn't that dope, man? That's crazy. The only con to the spot, if I were to complain about anything, would be that it's way too bright in the mornings. But, you know, with that being said, my buddy is coming now. He's on his way, he's gonna pick me up. and we are about to go out for one of my other friends' birthdays. Probably gonna have some dinner, and then we call it a day, and then we go. Tomorrow is more action-packed for you, I should say, because I gotta meet up with the dyno guy around 8 and kind of get the ball rolling on that. So you are going to be firsthand seeing what we got going on a day-to-day, and the steps that are there for starting a smog shop. Now, what we got going on is going to be the shop's setup, and then we'll basically get the ball rolling from there, and that's about it. Once we get the dyno in, we're basically like 80% of the way there. All we gotta do is the sign, and then that's it. So with that being said, my lovely friend, that concludes yet another day of a day in the life of an entrepreneur. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.